Hi and welcome to my kitchen. L'chaim. So this is a story about Sukkot. It starts with Yom Kippur though, because I'm going to read some of it because I can't say it as well as they did. So it was in the middle of Yom Kippur in the Feldafing DP camp. I guess Feldafing must have been in Austria. It was right after the war in 1945. And the residents were visited by the Supreme Allied Commander, General Dwight D. Eisenhower, who later became the President of the United States, as you know. The camp residents all met in the square at the entrance, and the Kloisenberger Rebbe came to welcome the general with the gift of braided challah and salt. That was the customary gift for a Gentile ruler, in one hand, and a Torah scroll in the other. In honor of General Eisenhower's visit, a royal welcoming ceremony was organized. The majority of the survivors wanted the Rebbe, the Kloisenberger Rebbe, to be the main speaker, feeling that he could best express the survivors' feelings and needs. When the Kloisenberger Rebbe reached the platform, in front of 8,000 people, he unfurled the tallis in the air, recited the blessing Lisatev Betzitzis, and wrapped the tallis around himself in full view of the entire crowd. The Rebbe's actions made an enormous emotional impact on the crowd. They saw this, they remembered their Zaydas, they remembered their fathers, they remembered their shuls, they remembered their past, and they started to cry so with ganzen Herzen. It was silent except for the tears of the survivors. No one dared to utter a sound. It was totally quiet, and the Rebbe began to speak. In a thundering voice, he spoke of the destruction and the suffering, the lot of the Jewish people and their role in the world as the chosen people. Imagine calling us then the chosen people, the nation of Hashem. Although he began his speech by blessing the General Eisenhower, the honored guest who'd been chosen by heaven to perform the great kindness of liberating an innocent people taken to slaughter, his words were directed, though, to the survivors. He demanded us to remember who we are. He spoke with extraordinary strength, and his emotions heightened moment by moment. The crowd of some 8,000 survivors were swept along with him. Tears streamed down their face. Grown men swept like babies. When the Rebbe finished speaking, he instructed the Chazan, Aaron Miller, to recite Keil Molei Rachamim for the merit of the holy martyrs. As the words were recited, the crowd cried again. The welcoming ceremony had been an extraordinary sanctification of Hashem's name. The atmosphere of the crowd changed completely. Lieutenant Mayor Birnbaum translated every word of the Rebbe's speech for General Eisenhower, who was visibly affected by the speech and promised to do everything in his power to help the survivors. A special relationship, by the way, of mutual respect developed between the Rebbe and General Eisenhower. It lasted many years and was utilized several times for the benefit of Klal Yisrael. At the conclusion of the ceremony, the general asked the Rebbe, "Open your hearts, everybody. In what way can I help you now?" The Rebbe answered through a translator that he had but one request. Everybody listen. This is General Dwight D. Eisenhower, and he's asking the Kloisenberger Rebbe, "What can I do for you?" He could have asked for anything. And then the Rebbe said, "Could the general arrange for the Rebbe and the rest of the survivors, are you ready, to have a set of arba minim for the holiday of Sukkot?" Upon hearing this request, General Eisenhower was deeply moved. He realized that the survivor standing before him was a man of God, There was no other way to explain why a survivor in the DP camp, when asked personally by the Supreme Allied Commander for anything that he wished, would ask only for a set of an esrog and a lulav and a hadass and an arava. A special military plane was sent to Italy. Isn't that nice? They had Yanover Esregim. Was sent to Italy on General Eisenhower's command to pick up lulavim and esregim, which were brought back to the Feldafing DP camp for the Rebbe and his followers. Wow. Wow, there's so much to learn, and there's so much to understand, and there's so much to internalize. We live freely. We live in a time that we aren't asked to die al Kiddush Hashem. We aren't chas v'shalom forced. We have to do things. I once asked a student, they were asked to give up their lives. What about us? And she said, not Mesiras HaNefesh, Mesiras HaRotzen. That's a concept in Chassidus. To give up what you want. Not to give up your life, but to give up your rotzen. Let's say you want something silly. Give that up and take something good. The Kloisenberger Rebbe could have asked for anything. What did he ask for? He asked for an esrog and a lulav. May we understand what we have. May we appreciate what we have. May we tap into what we have and keep going further to bring Mashiach. Thank you very much. B'virchas Mashiach now. Seid gesund.